Oh, welcome back, baseball fans, to the Fall Carryover League. It's getting crazy finally in a division, and it's the American League West, the Wild West, the division dominated by the Oakland A's, though they are trying to give their team and division away, or at least by roster composition, not by results. Until now, the much maligned given up for dead Angels won the first two games of the series, and now it's getting really complicated. I need an abacus and a slide rule and all sorts of mathematical implements to figure out the scenarios in the West right now. So, the idle Texas Rangers aren't doing anything. They were in second place, and now they're in first place. They didn't do a thing to get there. They just sort of watched TV and suddenly find themselves in first place. Meanwhile, the Angels beat the A's twice. They were 3 back. Now they're a game back, and it's going to be really complicated here. The Angels need to win this game. If they win this game, they finish ahead of Oakland regardless of what happens in the standings, as they would be tied, and they win the head-to-head tiebreaker. So for division, wild card, whatever sort of tiebreaker you're looking for, Oakland's in trouble. And then the Rangers, who have to play the Seattle Mariners at that point, would be a half game behind California at the start of that series, assuming the Angels get the sweep. They would have to beat the Seattle Mariners to go a half game ahead of the Angels and win the division. So, A's Angels, I can't call this division at all. It's we'll see what happens. What I do know is that the California Angels, if they lose this game, what we do know, if the California Angels, if they lose this game, there is no path for them to win the American League West. They would only be a wild card. So they win it, and they can win the West. They lose it, they have no shot at the American League West. They can only be a wild card. It's that kooky and weird in the math. So Bill Singer will be pitching for the Angels in Oakland. The A's will trot out Rick Langford. Let's get going. From the Coliseum, Willie Davis leads it off. 47's a walk. He's a B stealer. Tennis with a -1 arm. Ron Jackson. 5'10". Homer 1-3 fly ball, and it's a fly ball. Vic Davalillo, 66 center. Don Baylor with 2 outs. 6'11", flies to left. Joe Rudy's a 1-2 for the A's. The A's have kept the offense and jettisoned the pitching staff. Gone is Vida Blue. Gone is Catfish Hunter, Ken Holtzman, any other. The only pitcher of familiarity is Raleigh Fingers as the closer. But they go with Matt Keogh, some guy named Dan Larson, some guy named David Clyde, Rick Langford, well past his prime, Mike Cuellar, some dude named Bill Atkinson, and Bob Lacey. That's the Oakland pitching staff. So it's no wonder why they are fading. Yet, still with a chance to win this division. Mitchell Page leads it off. 5'11", walks. He's a double-A stealer and will take off, and he is going to be safe barely off of Essien. Sal Bando. Bouncer to short. Kessinger's a 326. That is a single dot, and they get a run. Oh, and Bando happens to be an A stealer. I'll show you Sal Bando's card, just to prove it. See? He's an A stealer, 1-13 runner. He's going to try and steal here. He's out 1-20. Oh, well. Reggie, 1-6 Ks. Gene Tennis, 57 Ks. All right, 1-0 Oaktown in the second. Willie Crawford. Sky's the center. Carney Lansford, 65 second. Don Kessinger, 1-6, base hit. Then with 2 outs, Larvell Blanks, 1-3 right. And by the way, with Rick Langford, we're talking about a young, rookie era Langford, not that grizzled veteran in 1980 who threw 20-some complete games and didn't come out of any game between May and late September of that season. You can look it up. Had like 22 consecutive complete games or something ridiculous like that. No, this is not that guy. So, Wayne Gross, 39, third. Joe Rudy, right X. Willie Crawford's a 3E6. It's going to be a double. Dwayne Murphy, 2-9. Second. Runner goes to third. 2 outs for Phil Garner. And he Ks. Essien, 64. Catcher's card. Tennis is 3E1. Willie Davis, 35. Single. Ron Jackson, 1-8. Single dot dot. Runners on the corners. 1 out for Vic Davalillo. 37 is a K. And with 2 outs, Don Baylor, 47, single 1-3, line out. Another tough inning there for Langford. Getting the key outs. Harry Chappas, 34, second. Mitchell Page, 1-3, second. Bando, 59, triple 1, single. And with 2 outs, Reggie, 210, flies to right. We go to the fourth, 1-0. Willie Crawford, 45, pops to second. Lansford, 66, center. It just amazes me how Oakland's pitching staff, it doesn't really matter. It might as well be Catfish Hunter out there. You just throw any guy out on the mound, they'll give you 6 or 7 good innings. It's just consistently. Doesn't really matter. 557's a K. Gene Tennis, bottom of the fourth, 2-8, walk. Wayne Gross, 53, first. C. Runner at second for Rudy. Short X. Kessinger, 326, ground ball B. And with 2 outs, Murphy, 54, lines of third. 1-0, fifth inning. Larvell Blanks, 2-9. Let's look at the Larvell Blanks card. 2-9 is double 1 single for the middleman infielder. Jim Essien, 53, pitcher B. Willie Davis, 69, pops to short. And with 2 outs, Ron Jackson, 310, is a sky to left. That's just like the Angels, isn't it, folks? Just like them. They can't get a run. Phil Garner, 43. First X. Ron Jackson's a 3E9. Makes the play. Phil Garner, 2-8. Excuse me, not Phil Garner. Harry Chappas, 2-8 is a single. Mitchell Page, 47 is a walk. Sal Bando, 2-9. Here it is, triple 1, single dot dot. And it's starting to come apart here for Singer a little bit in the fifth inning. Runners in the corners. You got an A stealer. They're going to bring it up and hold for Reggie. 45. Pops to second. That's a big out. And Gene Tennis, 6'10". Bouncer to third. Carney Lansford's a 3E24. And he, of course, gives up a single in a clutch moment because he's a California Angel player, as usual. First and second, 3-0 game, 2 outs. Wayne Gross, 1-7 is a walk. Joe Rudy, bases loaded, 2 outs. Folks, I'm going to guess walk here. What do you think? What are you going to say, Joe Rudy? I'll show you his card. But this is what Oakland will do. They always get something. And I think they get a bases loaded walk. That's my guess. Joe Rudy, the pitch. 58 off Singer, even better. Double 1-4, single dot dot. A 2 out, 2-run single. And Oakland continues to do Oakland stuff. They just keep doing this year after year after year. Dwayne Murphy, 1-2, grounds to first. Suddenly it's 5-0 Oakland, and they are about to knock the Angels out of the division title with 4 frames left. Vic Davalillo, 56, short. Texas is loving this, by the way, 3E26. And that's going to be a single off the shortstop. Don Baylor, the 1979 MVP, short B. He's an ace stealer. Willie Crawford, 67's a K. Carney Lansford, skies are right. Having a bad day. Carney over 3 and gave up a hit in the bottom of the 5th, which permitted 3 more runs to score. Singer, 5-0. He hasn't really pitched that bad. His defense let him down. Phil Garner leads off the 6th. Bouncer to second. This is Larvell. Larvell single blanks. Garner's an ace stealer. He is going to try and steal off of Essien, and he is safe. Harry Chappas. A bunter is going to bunt. Now they're getting cocky. It's a good bunt. Now I got a runner at third with 1 out. Bunt in the 6th inning. I don't normally do that, but it seemed like a fun thing to do with a 5-0 lead. They bring it up for Mitchell Page, and Mitchell Page does Mitchell Page stuff. Let's take a look at his card. The 1977 Rookie of the Year, edging out some guy named Eddie Murray by a few votes. 1-7, triple 111, triple, and just like that, the A's are beating up the Angels again, like they usually do. Sal Bando, infield has to come up. 67, sac fly to center. Of course, he has to pick the run up because that's what the A's do when pressed or needed to. And then Reggie walks. Reggie's an ace stealer as well. He'll steal, and he's out stealing. But boy, I tell you, 7-0 game. I thought we were going to bury Oakland today. Wasn't this supposed to be a funeral? But no, Rick Langford, who was 7-13 with a 3.43 ERA and 176 innings, is throwing a 7-0 complete game in the 7th inning to knock the Angels out of the American League West title. Don Kessinger, 2-5 short. Larvell blanks, 1-3 right. And Jim Messian singles. And with 2 outs, it's Willie Davis, 64. Catcher's gone. 3-1. There you go. They get nothing. Stretch time here in Oakland. The Resilient A's doing Resilient A stuff. They got their guy Shuggy Otis, Freedom Flight LP, in the background here. Bottom of 7. Bill Singer, what are you doing? Just do something else. He'll leave. Pick a new hobby. Jim Todd comes in the 7th. Now the problem the Angels have is trying to find a way to the wild card. After kicking the division thing around, giving their fans some hope by winning the first 2 games and not showing up in the game that matters most. Gene Tennis, 47, skies to right. Wayne Gross, 2.7 Ks. Joe Rudy, 57 walks. Dwayne Murphy, 2.8 singles. Phil Garner, 1.8 short. Glenn Burke will come in to play center field. Reggie for Mitchell Page. Reggie goes to DH. Dwayne Murphy goes into right field. 7-0. Rick Langford just doing Rick Langford stuff. Top of the 8th. Ron Jackson, 34, lines of 3rd. Vic Davalillo singles. Don Baylor, 48 singles. Runners in the corners. Willie Crawford, 48 walks. He's broken. You know what? I'm going to leave him in there because we're going to get a Carney Lansford double play. Here we go. The pitch to Lansford. 37 is a strikeout. And with 2 outs, he's broken. Kessinger, 65, is a fly ball to left field. And the shutout continues. All right, Todd leaves after that inning, and we'll bring in Lance Ralston in the 8th. The Angel closer. Harry Chapis, 2.5 single. Glenn Burke, 110 single ... Runners in the corners for Bando, 53, first C. Second and third, Reggie Jackson, 35K. And with 2 outs, Tennis, 42 left. Broken Langford going to keep on pitching because they got a 7-0 lead, and they have no fear of what the Angels could do because they choke. Larvell blanks, 1-8 left. Jim Messian, center. Center. And with 2 outs, Willie Davis, 2-7, lines out to short. I hate the California Angels. I cannot stand this frickin' team. Can't stand them, folks. I hate this team. Just hate the California Angels. They are the biggest choking losers of Strat. They do absolutely nothing with a better roster than their opponents. And Rick Langford, the number 4 starter, throws a nifty 8-hitter with 2 walks and 4 strikeouts. In game 1 of the series, I'll bring these up while we're getting into the post game. I'll do game 1 and game 2, the 2 games the Angels won. So in game 1, Frank Tanana, who was a heck of a starting pitcher, he wins 4-3 by out-dueling some guy named Dan Larson. And they won 4-3. And that's like, Tanana's like their best pitcher pretty much. Then in game 2, it's some guy named Nolan Ryan against David Clyde. And then Ryan walks 8 in this game and barely survives 7 innings. So, yeah, the Angels are just a kind of a chump team, man. Ralston, you got 2 hits and a K. Jim Todd hit a walk and a K. Bill Singer was a loser. The Angels are losers. 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2. The real piling on. I've not showed any support for any particular major league team. I just like all of Strat, you know. But I have identified a team I root against. 1009 0108 71208 2465 6524. So how does this play out now with the math? Well, I think it's the perfect storm for the Texas Rangers, because it made it easier for the Rangers to simply beat Seattle 3-1, maybe, to clinch the West. 3-2 to clinch a tie, perhaps. Oddly enough, they're probably rooting for the Angels in Game 4 to knock the A's out before the A's come all the way back and win the series. So, here's the new math. So, Oakland goes back into first place. The Angels are 2 games back. They can't win the division. The Angels can win this series if they win Game 4. And in Game 4, Oakland's sending Mike Cuellar, who's pretty awful out there, but that doesn't seem to really matter, as I've said ad nauseum to this point. Whoever Oakland chooses as a starting pitcher will pitch a great game. But in any event, the Angels cannot win the division, as they can only win one more game in this series, which would put them, if they win Game 4, they'd be a game behind Oakland. And if they lose Game 4 or win Game 5, they're still 2 games behind Oakland. And again, they can't get past the Rangers either. So, yeah, I guess the Rangers are still rooting for the Angels to win this thing in 4. The Rangers are rooting for the Angels to win this thing in 4, because that would give the Rangers, put them at 0-0, and then just all they would need to do is win the series with Seattle. Angels are 13-13. The best they can finish is a single game over 500, which means they can't get past the Orioles and Yankees for a wild card spot. They can't get past the Expos or Ohio for a wild card spot. So I think the Angels are toast, I believe. But mathematically, they may still be alive. I'm not going to eliminate them. So that's it tonight from the American League West. Hope you enjoyed this rather unusual, tirade-filled, expletive-filled video. We'll see you again next time.